Ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, hello and welcome to Roadwarden. I'm Calmputer, and I wish for something relaxing in these winter times. Roadwarden came out in 2022 and is an illustrated text-based RPG that uses isometric pixel art and combines mechanics borrowed from RPGs, visual novels, adventure games, and interactive fiction. It was developed by Moral Anxiety Studio and published by Assemble Entertainment. It has a score of 83 out of 100 on both Metacritic and OpenCritic, as well as overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. Basically, everyone thinks it is great. So, let's begin a new game. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept this struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the roads, die young, and retire early. It is a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. Leave the safety of the city walls? I still have my doubts. I do have doubts about this, but let's leave the safety. Pick difficulty mode. This choice can't be altered later on. Switch to advanced options. Let's not worry about that yet. Casual, for those focused on the story, that would be me technically. No time limit. More cash at the start. Some quests are more forgiving. Standard, for those familiar with RPGs, 40-day time limit. Regular rule set. Doesn't tell me anything at this point. Restrictive, for the returning Roadwardens, 30-day time limit, increased nighttime damage. What does advanced give us? Oh, alright, no time limit, for now. We can't change it later, but let's just set that there for the moment. Increased nighttime damage, no easier quests, no skip the prologue and tutorial, no, we are gonna need that. Bonus healing potion at the start? No. Coin at the start? No? No. Unless, hold on, if I click this, it chooses that. So it doesn't actually tell us how many coins we get in each of these. More cash at the start, that's the only one option there. I'm gonna guess that's 10, and standard has 5 then, I guess. But the only thing that I'm worried about is the time limit. I don't like time limits in games, really. But, oh well, let's see. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood, good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beast folk, nor trolls, and the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. Well, clearly... Alright, anyway. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. I dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. I get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. We also have settings, quick save, quick load, and archive. And 30 minutes before dusk. Or we can not wait here, but maybe later. Let's peek inside just to double check. Your heavy boots hit the ground and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a stable, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. Take care of yourselves. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. That makes sense. I approach the gate slowly. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at a table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment you notice a quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. They don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. Well, 2 people. Oh, wait, that's just highlighted. It's not a link as such. Tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions. Oh, doesn't seem like they're lookouts. Not really. Quite humming. Look around cautiously. The people inside the camp didn't even notice the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely covered the arid soil of this valley, but you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. I could just look for another shelter. I mean, the game is really trying to make me choose this. It doesn't look like much of a threat. I can enter. Let's try that. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. I take a look at the second soul. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are wary, yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these 2 surely look the part, though there should be more of them. 8, you believe? I'll let them speak first. I ask them about their lieutenant. Let's hear them first. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in these godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. Well, that escalated. The bearded man's voice is strong, yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her voice switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you'd need a good sleep. I'm exhausted. Vitality 3 out of 4. You feel well, though. And it's 30 minutes before dusk. No, let's be courteous here. Leave it to me. Fantastic. She rubs her hands together. I don't remember the last time I had more than half a night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Yeah, so I do get to sleep tonight. I asked him about their lieutenant. You wonder how to phrase the question. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Friendly, be supportive and cordial. Playful, use a joke or witty comment. Distanced, hide your emotions. Or intimidating, hint at a threat. Vulnerable, be sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. Supportive and cordial? I mean, I'm asking about their lieutenant who might well be dead. Distanced. Yeah. I'm looking for your lieutenant. The woman stands up, dusts off her gambeson, adjusts a sword at her side, and rests her hand on the hilt. Her shoulders are straight, her eyes attentive. It'd be me, traveler. Are you in trouble? I'm fine. I'm your new Roadwarden. I took you for a wayfarer, to be honest. When you mention that your mount is waiting outside, she raises an eyebrow. Shouldn't you unsaddle it? I bet it's tired. She glances at the gate, then at her companion. Her voice drops the slightest sign of weariness. I expect you're looking for directions. I'll help you as much as I can. She reaches out to you. Lieutenant Tulia. I shake her hand. I'm about to be stabbed. Maybe a trap. I gesture for her to stop, pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first, but you can call me... Don't shake her hand. I should wash myself first. Yeah. How do you want people to call you? Leto? No, I'm calm. The lieutenant stands with her hand out, but then raises her hands in an awkward smile. Of course. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. We should also prepare for the night. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. That's fine. I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyways. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragon Woods from the conquests in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. I don't care how it feels, but I need it to be strong if I want to travel, and I can't afford another one. No, be nice to horses. It takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals, and even pets, as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. But you know that horses need companionship. Very good. I speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. I need to unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left. We're at the end of our rope, that's not good. But maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions, essential for your trade. Fighter. I spend my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Nice. If I'm a mage, I have a talisman that helps me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. Or if I'm a scholar, I carry writing equipments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gambeson, and a small healing potion. I want to learn more about these three classes. I guess I do. As a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges, thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You'll be physically more capable than other classes, what opens unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. The fighter's weakness is their reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. The mage uses Pneuma, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage, you'll be able to heal faster while resting. Detect magic in a mysterious area, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Using the mage's powers too freely will result in having no Pneuma left when you need it the most. I am worried that the P is actually silent. But oh well. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, but I am the character, am I not? Alright, anyway. Helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scholars struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from many dangerous situations. That is interesting. I do like playing a character with a lot of wisdom. But the mage with some simple tricks could also be fun. No, we're gonna go with my first choice here, Scholar. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here, just in case. You take a... okay, well, let's check our inventory then later. You take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife. Nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. This is good. I return to the soldiers. Let's check the inventory first. Supplies, food rations, small healing potion, pouch with coins, 5 of which, good. Gambeson. Yeah, that's all fine. Doesn't say if I have it equipped or not, but I'm gonna guess I have it equipped. Travel set, unless I'm traveling light and just put it in my, yeah, don't know. Writing instruments, that's all good. We have a journal as well. Need to confirm a note you're editing to save it. Oh, we can make notes? I love it when games let you do that. Cool. Return. Taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements. Armor 2 out of 4. It will stop the lighter attacks, but not for long. 15 minutes left. Alright. I return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on the tree log. Ah, right there then. My worry here is that these are not actually soldiers. I join them and take a look at the meal. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Tulia what she can tell me about this area. Completely ignore the meal, sit down and speak to Tulia. No, let's live dangerously. Yeah. It's called gruel, the meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, and some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlements stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgments. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste, then I speak with Tulia. But first, keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Alright, nourishment 2 out of 4. No penalties and no bonuses. Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to eat something more? Dried meat, crackers, nuts. You can't use her inventory right now. Oh, never mind then. Let's speak with Tulia. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should, she nods towards the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leans forward, his legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs this land. I share what I consider relevant. What I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. No. Let's be courteous. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlavan to keep it under control, you were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. They turn into walking corpses or find what they're looking for. No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. The lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? What should I know about the peninsula? Any ideas what happened to the previous Roadwarden? I've lost my rope. Could you spare one? What happened to your squad? Tulia, how did you become a lieutenant? Well, we already know that. The previous one died. What was your squad's mission? Probably to just guard this place, right? Anything I should know about the camp? If you were me, where would you go next? Also, hold on, wait. 8, 5 died, 1 ran away, so there are only these 2 left. Who did the humming then? That wasn't one of them, was it? Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, what happened to your squad? The man shrugs. Bandits happened, and monsters. A strong band, though, his companion chips in. When we got to the peninsula in spring, we saw some people living in this camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel through the night for a bit. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If we had decided otherwise, we would have all died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that the armed ones pretend to be soldiers, stay there at night, lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. Sounds like them, I have to say. Tulia sighs. Very much so. They killed some and took others away, who knows where. They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their wrath. Kind of worked, adds the soldier. We asked them for help, but they refuse. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Oh, wait, was it 8 people, 3 died? 1 left? Don't exaggerate. It's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over their camp, but we didn't know the enemy well enough. We were outnumbered, and they had an ice mage among them. She looks at you. At least we cleared the road. Saved lives. You mentioned monsters as well. Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend the summer in this place without a good leader, and they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by a treant. Another one ignored my orders to perform some kind of a ritual hunt, so a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough. Didn't tell us that he had cut his hand while cleaning his gambeson. She lets out a ghastly chuckle. We had to cut it off, and he was so ashamed that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappear. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. You've made this place safer. Let's see if anyone reacts to that. Barely. Tulia seems tired, and who knows if it was worth the lives and effort. What should I know about the peninsula? I lost my rope. Could you spare one? You're in luck. She heads towards one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. A fine rope. Nice. A regular rope made of hemp fibers. Buy 0. I take it and offer some food in return. Oh, nice. Yeah. Sure. And lost a food ration. Tulia leans forward and rests her forearms on her thighs, looking down with clasped hands. Then meets your eyes. I'd normally refuse, but we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our groats looking for worms and putridity. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. What should I know about the peninsula? No. Previous Roadwarden. Tulia takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. Oh, I don't like that. If you don't lie, you don't have to remember what you've said. They confirmed that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife, without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yup, and leave at dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Tulia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. The man carves with a passion. We haven't seen him or his saurian. Something ate him, I bet. The officials have hired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent bystander. Do you know what he was looking for? Maybe he left you a message. Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterion stuff. Oh wait! She raises her open palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovlavan. I was planning to take all of his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for this stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Hovlavan together. You think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Hovlavan in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. That's true. True, but he is considered dead. I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. And who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear mostly, maybe 5 feet tall, but stout, long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. Well, if I find him dead, he's probably not going to be smiling. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her legs. So, find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left. Just let me know. Sure thing. Use your journal to see a list of quests. Quests. Find the Roadwarden. That's simple. Peninsula. How did you become a lieutenant? Well, kind of already know. But it could be a possibility to catch her in a lie. What was your squad's mission? Kind of know already, but again, if she's not consistent with it... Anything I should know about this camp? If you were me, where would you go next? Oh, I need to actually ask them about the peninsula before I get to go on. Let's see about the lieutenant. That's not much of a story, honestly. She looks at her hand, which is currently rolling a mug over the table. In the city, there's a strict order of, what should I call it? She exchanges looks with her companion, but he can't help her. Well, leadership succession, I guess. Hovlavan chief selects commanders, those select lieutenants, and those put their soldiers in order of priority. If a lieutenant dies, they get replaced by the next soldier in line. So you were his successor? Probably not. Nah, not exactly. When we fought the bandits, our lieutenant was hit by a slingshot. His boyfriend jumped to help him, but failed to protect either of them from a spell. It was like a ball of ice that hung above them and exploded, piercing their heads, completely avoiding their shields. Really unpleasant. She pauses. And you were third in line, is that right? Jumping like that to save a man in the middle of an attack doesn't sound like a wise decision. I agree, but so what? He's dead. I doubt he's going to learn much from scolding. And you were third in line. Basically, yeah, she says without enthusiasm. I didn't plan to become a leader, though. I'll get demoted once we return to the city. I prefer to follow anyway. What should I know about it? Yeah. I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I'd guess it would be 3-4 days? When you confirm, she continues, from here, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea routes allows Hovlavan officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools, but maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is likely filling the ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade and to play dice. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? The man clears his throat. I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post. And, well, he turns toward Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Calm, but are you a devout soul? Like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. I'm part of the United Church. For many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth. Artistry, herbalism, and magical research. I follow the teaching of an order of truth. I am from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits, and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. There's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I'm not. I like this, explained by magic. The same way we might use explained by science. That's beautiful. Oh, I love that. And fellowship, I suppose. Freedom of shell, that's your body. Pneuma, which would be your mana, I suppose. And soul, which is the spirit. Except they do have spirits as well. I have a place in my fellowship. Let's go with that one. Oh, I see. She hesitantly looks away. I don't know much about that river of faith, but I'm sure we're not that different. I am a unitee myself, she says with a sort of pride in her voice, so she follows the United Church. Maybe just explain what you're thinking of. The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with officials here. She starts to draw lines with her index finger as if she's pointing out an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite like yourself. They do crazy shit, her companion chips in. They used the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. I see. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic, pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humanity. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? And how about the East? Any monsters worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? That's all I need to know. If that's the biggest thing they're mentioning, maybe I don't need to know much more, but let's see what the monster situation is like. We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, treants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia glanced at her companion, though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and the mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting amongst themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. Yeah, that's all I think I need to know. See, yeah, it's dusk. We need to go to sleep. Or rather, I need to go stand guard. She nods. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. What was your Scout's mission? Anything I should know about the camp? The story is brief. Some merchants built the camp to have an extra stop for mules and donkeys, just between the inn and the southern villages. There's plenty of grass here and a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travelers. The bandits came here in spring, further paralyzing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since these highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time will tell. You can sleep here wherever you want, the man concludes their tale, though don't expect to wake up without pain in your back. That's fine. I know everything I need. Are you sure? Says the bearded man. We may not be around the next time you come here. We should prepare for the night anyway. I agree, Tulia sighs with relief. And may you do better than Asterion did. Stay vigilant, she winks at you, shattering the mask of a soldier. Thank you for your help. Good. Oh, reread the most recent text. Hold up. Oh, the last conversation. That's a lot of text. It's an order. Okay, so it does disappear. Right. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face, which makes you feel more aware of how much you need a bath. After the night, it will only get worse. Your horse is already napping, still too anxious to lay down. I prepare for my watch. Stay tidy to have a better chance to influence others. Appearance 2 out of 5, yeah. You don't stand out in a crowd, though. That's good. You could use that. But I'm gonna need a proper bath. The soldier in the shirt is eager to guide you. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they don't try to jump over the palisade. Probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk. That's a cool image for me, in my head, that keeps smelling the wool, though it has never tried to get in. He points at the gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrance. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower that I cannot see anywhere here. Watchtower? I guess that would be it, I suppose. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here, he points at the pile of crates. Just climb up on the tallest one. You'll have a great view of the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points at the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest. Just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. I smile. Thanks a lot. I walk away. I'm fine. Don't worry about me. No, let's be friendly. Even though they're probably going to murder me when I fall asleep. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see 3-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me. I keep looking around. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a gray hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man. With just a couple of words, you confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. And then I die. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soul away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey, to sleep. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources, and threats, get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiating with Hovlavan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? Oh, right, those are actually practices. Yes. At least I have time. I need to be as thorough as I can. And remember, originally you only have 40 days, or 30, depending on difficulty settings. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Hovlavan. There, you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goals to pursue. I need to gather some extra coins so that I can save my sibling from debt collectors. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. I want to be remembered as a soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I just want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and the newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want to be forgotten. Oh, so these are not all the things I must do. These are things I can choose to do. All right. Well, let's be valiant before our death in a couple of minutes. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid late summer air evens it out slowly. You can't travel during the night. Well, that's fine. Sleep. Oh, all I can do now is rest. Yeah, good. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. Let's sleep. Sleeping in a tent. You can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will protect you from wind and rain, and the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. So we lose food, and also hygiene, I suppose. You don't need to eat now. Yeah, let's sleep. And that's where I'm going to leave you. I'm in love with this level of world building. The game's only just begun, but I understand almost exactly what my character's place in the world is, and extra points for seamlessly integrating my character creation choices into the narrative. I like it when you get to play the game a little before they ask you what class you want to play as. Gives you a more emotional investment into the choice. Most games just plop you into a character creation screen first thing without you fully understanding the impact of the choices you're making. Bit of a pet peeve of mine. But this I love. Also, the audio for the game is great, even though the music may have keyed me into being a bit more suspicious of these two soldiers. It's wonderful, and doesn't feel like it gets repetitive easily. And the sounds during the night were beautiful. I'm going to see if I can get it running on my Windows tablet, so I can play it anywhere and everywhere in comfort. Maybe set up a comfortable control scheme on the Steam Deck as well. But with all of that said and done, ladies, gentlemen, and you beautiful in-betweens, I've been Calmputer, this has been Roadwarden, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll tune in next time.